Go.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Major League Baseball ALCS and NLCS. We have come this far. We are in the Final Four of baseball, if you want to say that. National League, you've got the Arizona Diamondbacks stunning everybody, coming in with barely a 500 record, facing the hottest team on the planet, the Philadelphia Phillies. You may not like them. You may love them. They're either or. You don't have a middle ground with this team. You either love them or hate them, but they are hot. Then the winner of that faces the Houston Astros. Again, love them or hate them. You may love them or hate them because they steal pitches or bang cans or whatever you want to say against these other hot team, the Texas Rangers. Rangers have surprised everybody, blistered through, making sweeps in both series. This is the funnest part of the year for baseball. This is October. This is where stars are made. This is where memories are made. If you didn't see it, when Bryce Harper hit that 3-run shot, I literally called my boys in. I said, hey, watch this replay. This is going to be something you remember the rest of your life. I remember in 1977, which does show my age, when Reggie Jackson banked one off of the lights at Detroit. I remember that because it was grounded to me. I needed to watch this. This is what happens. So this is October. This is where we're at. Boys, I got Coach here from Texas. I've got Tristan in North Carolina. And look at Puff there in the big hat coming in from Pennsylvania. We're ready to talk some baseball. We're ready to talk about our futures. I think all of us has switched over to Philly for the futures. I know Tristan's got a Phillies future bet. I got a Phillies future bet. Puff's got a Phillies future bet. What are they all about? 700?
So Puff got better, but Puff got a better line. Go ahead, Puff.
I said on the last podcast, I got on plus 1,400. I got 200 on it. So I clean up 28 if they win the World Series. So I'm the biggest Philly fan you can find for the next 2 months.
Let's go. That's some good stuff there. Tristan, what about you, buddy? You got one too, right?
Yeah, I got a Phillies future. I took them at plus 775. I did to win 1,000. So it was like $129 to win 1,000. And if I looked at the lines this morning, they are now up to plus 190. So
yeah. I took just a very, very small bet at plus 1,500, the very first podcast we did. And then I took them again at plus 700 for my normal bet. So I could cash out right now and be very, very happy, but I'm not going to. I think this Phillies team they're hungry. They're hungry. They want it. You can watch them when they run the bases. Now you can talk about Bryce Harper getting doubled up all day long. Every time that ball's hit, those boys are off to the races. They want to score some points. But before we get into Phillies Diamondbacks, let's go to the AL. Let's talk about the Astros and the Rangers. This series, I think we all kind of gave the Twins a fighting chance versus the Astros, and they just did not show up. Was that surprising to you guys?
It was kind of surprising to me, but it shouldn't be. The Astros are a team that I can never figure out, man. I bet on them and they lose, or I bet against them and then they blow the other team out of the water. Personally, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm not going to bet on the next series versus the Rangers. I probably will. But surprisingly enough, the series line for that is minus 139 Astros, plus 116 Rangers. And I think the Rangers are ready to score some buckets, Donnie.
I could see that. Here's my only thing on that. Verlander has already been named the starting pitcher. He's coming in great form. The Rangers haven't decided who they're going to start yet. I think the Rangers have great value, but this game being best of 7, I almost want to let that first game go and say, I'm going to give it to the Astros. That way I can pick up even better value on the Rangers in game 2. Puff, what do you think?
Yeah, I love the Astros, to be honest. Rangers, that last series against the Orioles, to say it didn't impress me, I'd be crazy. But the Orioles were so young where they didn't have the experience that the Astros have. The Astros, they've all been here before. So I love the Astros in this series. I think don't get me wrong, the Rangers are probably going to take 2 games. I'd say 1 to 2 games. But I think the Astros clean them up.
Real quick, Donnie.
Coach, yeah.
Yeah. Well, oh yeah. So I was actually going to go to Coach real quick. I know we're not going to make you pick a side. We're not going to make you make a bet. But I'm not going to
pick a side on this Houston, Texas series. Go ahead.
I have a question to ask you.
Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
You're a fellow Texan yourself.
Yep.
How much does this series mean to the state of Texas?
This is everything. This is everything. This is where, we talk about Friday Night Lights, high school football, what it means in Texas. All the stores. Like right now, it's 4:30 in small towns like this one. There's not a business open. Everybody's on their way to football games. This series means everything. This is what we've been waiting for. It's kind of like we're waiting for A&M and Texas to get back on it, in football. This is huge. This is what everybody's talking about right now. You've got half the state Rangers, half the state, Astros. This is really big. This is something. This is special. It really is. If you're a Texan, if you're from Texas, you're going to watch every single game, whether you like baseball or not. That's how important this is. Now, let me ask you this, because you guys watch this. I played high school ball. I played college ball a year in the in the Montana League after I graduated college, and then I coached some. It's boring now to me. I can't hardly watch it, but I do know one thing, and I will always believe in this: good pitching will always beat good hitting. In the end, good pitching will always beat good hitting. So I'm going to ask you guys, because you've watched this: who has a better pitching staff? Starters, and then who's got the better bullpen between the Rangers and the Astros? Tristan, I'll ask you first. What do you think?
I think starting pitcher, you got to give a lean to the Astros, but I think if you want to talk about pitching depth,
yeah,
the Rangers, I mean, it's deep. I mean, I think, and even on the aces and the starting pitching, it's close. Like, it's not like nobody's going to run away with it. I mean, honestly, I like the under in that first game.
Okay.
But yes, I mean, it's close, and I don't know. Like, you want to talk about like pitching matchups, that one alone is going to be worth watching if you like the pitching side of baseball. If you like the hitting and run side, the Diamondbacks and Phillies game is the one you want to watch.
Okay. See, I'm a purist. I'm like in football. You guys know this. I like the low scoring defensive battle. In baseball, I love a pitching duel. I can sit there and embrace a pitching duel. I love to try to call pitches. I love all that about it. You guys give me who you think the better pitching staff is, and that's who I'm going to go for with the series. I'm going to root for the Stros, but if you're going to force me to bet it, give me the better pitching staff. That's where I'll go.
Puff, if you had to pick on the Rangers, Astros, who's got the better pitching staff?
I think the Astros got the best pitching staff outside of the Phillies left in the playoffs, to be honest. They got the depth, they got the experience. Like I said, they got the experience. I like this team. Like, they're like the Midwest version of the Phillies. Like, you either hate them or you love them, like Donnie said. So yeah, I like the pitching. Their pitching is amazing. I think that they got the depth where they'll be able to take care of the Rangers.
Donnie?
All right. I'm gonna throw you some curveballs here. So if you haven't noticed, 3 hours ago, it broke that Scherzer was taking pitcher's practice. So he was taking pitchers infielding and throwing on the side. That said, they also said that Gray will be available for the ALCS. That gives them their top one. And, Scherzer may not be their top pitcher, but he's definitely top two, and gives them a solid number 3 or number 4. So, I mean, the Rangers have had great pitching coming out of Eovaldi, coming out of Montgomery, but getting Scherzer and Gray back is huge. And if you didn't see it early, when this trade happened earlier this year, and the Astros ended up with Verlander and the Rangers ended up with Scherzer, they both came out and said, yeah, it'd be great to face each other in the playoffs. Now you have that chance. And I think that's one of the reasons this is undecided. This game's not happening until Sunday. You've still got another day before you have to pick your pitcher. Do not be surprised if Scherzer throws this and they give Montgomery one more day to rest up and recover, then he's going up against the Astros number 2. So it's really their number 1 versus number 2 on both flip sides. That said, Verlander has not pitched his best ball coming down the stretch. He came into the stretch very poor form. I'll go back and look at the numbers here, but let's see here. Coming in against Arizona, he obviously had a very good game. He pitched 5 innings and had no earned runs, but his previous 3 games before that, he was averaging 3 runs per game. So that's not Verlander's numbers. I mean, and this is against like Baltimore and Oakland and Seattle. So, I mean, he gave up 5 runs to Oakland. I mean, this is the Athletics we're talking about. So I really think top to bottom, the Rangers with Scherzer and Gray coming back have the better pitching. That said, I believe they also have the better hitting. If you look at position by position, the batting averages are usually a little bit higher to the Rangers. I think they're just coming in better form right now. Depends on who starts the game. That's going to be the big thing. I can't tell you Sunday's game because we still don't have a pitcher decided. If it's Montgomery, man, I want to say the Astros win it. If it's Scherzer, I want to say the Rangers win it. And the reason why is because we see it all the time in sports. A good storyline gains traction. We saw it with the Phillies and the Braves. Our Arkia comes out, says attaboy Harper, and that series is done. It's over from that point over. So now you got that Scherzer coming back. Man, how much of a boost does that team get off of that? Hey, I don't care. I'm going to go out here. If I'm not 100%, I'm your guy because I want this as bad as you do. So I really want to see the game first. If it's somebody that's not Scherzer, I'm probably taking the Astros game 1, but I'm still thinking the Rangers get this series.
My only thing with that is, so you see this a lot in other sports where Scherzer hasn't pitched in over a month. So you see a lot of rust sometimes. That's the only thing that would worry me about this game, is that if he does pitch, how rusty will he be? I know he'll be taking live at bats, stuff like that, but that atmosphere, you're getting thrown right into the wolves with a game like this. So I'll be interested to see how he does with the rust.
All right, so then. All right, so
hey, one more thing before you jump on his last game out. 5 innings, 0 unruns. Just saying. I mean,
hold up. Let me give him.
He was in good form.
Around real quick. Is that a month later?
Yeah, it was a month later. 9/12.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, 9/12. Hey, I agree. He was. It has been a month over. It'll end up being over a month, but he was in pretty good form coming into that. So, I mean, he did give up a bunch to Houston, like 3. I think he gave up 6 or 7 earned runs. But other than that, I mean, since they had traded him, he was averaging 1 or 2 runs per game on an ERA. So, and he was going deep. He was going 7 innings every game. So, yeah, be interesting to see.
Yeah, so we're gonna move on to the Diamondbacks and Phillies, which all credit
is the better series.
Yeah, well, I think we've got some good baseball ahead this week. But Puff, all credit to you. You called it. You called it. And so I want your opinion first. Tell me what you think, Puff.
Like I said, the D-bags team knows how to get it rolling. I was not. So, like, they're what I expected the Orioles to look like. It's like the Orioles and Diamondbacks flipped. Yeah. I thought the Orioles were going to be what the Diamondbacks were. I thought it was going to be vice versa. But I can't count this team out in this series, regardless of how good the Phillies looked. It's just hard for me to do that. We literally talk shit on Brandon Pfaadt. We talk shit on all of them. But they just shown that they're so resilient and they can score with these teams. So that's why I think every game in this Philly series is going to soar over. But you know what? Them fighting Phils, they ain't going to lose a game at home. There's no shot they lose a game at home. That
Yeah,
atmosphere
dude.
is the best atmosphere in arguably sports that I've ever seen. Like when you got
Yeah.
people like opposing, like rival teams saying, wow, I would hate to play here. You even got Spencer Strider. I saw a TikTok the other day where he's like, I hate playing in Philadelphia because their fans are so obnoxious. Like, imagine what it's going to be like for this. It's only going to get worse after this series. So I think the Phillies win this series, but it's not going to be what everybody thinks, where they're just going to walk right over them. I think the
Dude.
Diamondbacks take it to 6 or 7.
Yeah, I disagree. I think the Phillies sweep. I think the Phillies sweep them. I think it's that easy. I think they run through this Diamondbacks team, and it's not because the Diamondbacks aren't good. It's really nothing to do with that. I think it's playoff experience. Because like I think the Diamondbacks are playing on borrowed time at this point. I just like but then they'll listen and then come around this time next year. If they put in another good performance, then they'll be ready. I just think it's going to be too much.
I'm not going to lie though. I would not be surprised if they win this series. Like I'm just saying, like the way this team has shown throughout all the playoffs that they can hang. They showed they could hang. They just swept the Dodgers. We're
Okay,
talking
but the
about the
Dodgers,
Dodgers.
that's not saying a whole lot. It's
How is that
really
not
not.
saying a lot? A lot of
Dude,
people had them winning the World Series this year.
they choke every postseason.
They
Every
can choke all
postseason.
they want. They can choke all they want. It still doesn't deny that the D-bags swept them.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But I think Philly don't play them games, bro. Philly, Philly don't play those games. Like they're gonna show up and they're gonna take care of business and then they're gonna go win a chip this year. That's what's gonna happen. And
I hope
we're all
you
gonna
are right.
cash.
I hope you are right.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that I've noticed. The Diamondbacks have been a very streaky team. I mean, if you want to run it all the way back to early September, I think September 1, they lose 2, they win 1, they lose 1, they win 4, they lose 1, they win 1, they lose 3, they win 4, they lose 1, they win 1, they win 2. Then they come into the playoffs, losing their last 4. Now they've won 5. They are very streaky. That said, top to bottom, player to player, on paper, they don't have that. They're not that team. Christian Walker's their best home run guy. He's got 33. Schwarber, who has not showed up in the playoffs, has 47. Best batting average, Corbin Carroll, 285. Bryce Harper, 293. And he's not been the best batting average in the playoffs. That's been Trey Turner. RBIs, Christian Walker again. On the other side, it's Nick Castellanos, who had 4 home runs, but not the best RBIs. Bryce Harper has more RBIs. So I think top to bottom, player for player, you've got Turner, you've got Harper, you've got Realmuto, you've got Castellanos, you've got and we were in the Discord and everybody's like, Rojas is so trash. And then he makes the game saving.
Yeah, this guy.
It was me. Right hand up. It was me. It was me.
But I mean, you weren't the only one. Everybody thinks that, but everybody has a role on this team.
He made that defensive play he made. It saved the game. Honestly, it probably did.
Oh yeah. I mean, but the crazy thing about it is it's like this team has roles and everybody knows their role. And everybody has gelled as a team on this one.
Can I add something though, Donnie?
Yeah, sure.
Schwarber is fucking trash ass. He fucking sucks. And like my buddy, he's a Cubby fan, and he said, Schwarber only shows up when it matters. It mattered a little bit last night, and the motherfucker didn't show up.
Yeah, I mean, he's not had a good playoff series. He's not your typical leadoff batter. I mean, he came into the year, he's batting 197, but he has 104 RBIs as a leadoff batter with 47 home runs. His on-base percentage is 343. He draws a ton of walks. I mean, I think he's got
show up this week.
He's got more walks than he has hits. So that is a big time stat. He's very patient. One thing that we noticed last night, and we said it in the Discord, by the 4th inning, Strider had like 80 pitches.
Yeah.
90 pitches. He was not making it out of the 6th inning. I didn't think he'd make it out of the 5th. I mean, you can't have that guy that's running 130 pitches in 6 innings. It's just not going to be conducive.
Puff's about to burst at the seam. Go ahead, Puff.
Yeah.
All right, go Puff.
Here's what separates this Phillies team from every other team. Schwarber's batting first, okay? Their whole fucking lineup could hit. If you take out Rojas. If you take out Rojas, you're good, honestly. But you take him out, you're losing a solid center field.
Dude, I ate Crow last night, dude. He fucking.
But you're right.
He played.
No, you're right. He can't hit.
He can't hit for shit, but he
makes plays, and that's what wins you. That's what wins you games. We saw it last night. He don't make that play. We're going to Atlanta for another game,
and losing.
We don't even know if the Phillies. We don't even know if the Phillies are in this position that they're in right now, because they probably lose down in Atlanta.
I said it last night. If they go back to Atlanta, they lose.
That's what separates this Philly team is the depth with their hitting. And honestly, you could arguably say that with their pitching too. Their bullpen is solid, solid. You get rid of that Jeff Hoffman bum that cost them that other game, they sweep them fools. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
They sweep them. I think their bullpen is they're the most well-rounded team left in baseball right now.
Yeah, so if you're gonna win a championship, this is just going back to just old rules, and I'm a purist. Your battery is important, and you got to play solid ball up the middle, from your catcher to your middle infield to your center fielder. If you got that right there, then you got half of it won already. And then you throw in a good pitching staff, dude. It's going to be hard to fucking beat you. I don't give a shit how hot your bats are or whatever. And you were saying about that center fielder, he's solid. He don't need to hit shit. He just needs to cover ground. That's the only reason he's out there. Bro.
Well, here's the thing. Like he is in that same situation as Schwarber is. Like he has not had a good batting for this series, but coming into Rojas.
Oh, Rojas.
He has not, but he came into the playoffs batting 302. I mean, you're batting 300 in the big
Hall of
leagues.
Fame numbers.
Yeah, I mean, here's the crazy thing about this team. Outside of Schwarber, there is nobody in the starting lineup batting under 270. 270. Oh, you think, well, Bohm can't be batting 270. No, he's batting 274. You think, all right, well, okay, maybe Stott. Stott's not like that big of a guy, right? Nope, 280, 15 home runs. All right, Brandon Marsh. He looks homeless. He's batting 277. So the crazy thing about this team is they're all batting in that 270 to 300 range. And, if you tell me the worst person out of all of those is a guy named Trey Turner at 266, I'm like, he's one of the best baseball players in the league right now. Now, the problem is he had a bad early year. And if you haven't seen the Trey Turner Day that they had in August, it's pretty cool. Like it'll make you cry if you've got any kind of feelings at all. They basically got onto him. They were booing him every time he came into the plate. And a couple of fans were like called into a radio station and they're like, we need to get on his back. We need to show him we appreciate him. We need to show him love. So I think it was August 6th. They had Trey Turner Day, not by the stadium. The stadium didn't have anything to do with it. Phillies didn't have anything to do with it. A radio station and some fans made it happen. And they were literally telling everybody in the stands, every time he comes up the bat, we're going to give him a standing ovation. He goes 3 for 4 and hits a bomb. And from then he's batting 470. From August to now, he's batting 470. That showed he just changed. He was just, hey, everybody's human. Everybody gets in their head. Everybody has feelings. If you're getting booed every time up by your home team, it's got to be affecting you. Yeah. So it's been that team of destiny. I think this is going to be the one that I will make my boys watch just because I want you to see every game they play from here on out, because they could be that team that is the 77 Yankees or the 97 Braves. I mean, this could be that team that just, you remember for all of your life. So
this is why you watch the greatest game on dirt is this time of year, because you are liable to see history in the making. And that's something that can never be taken away.
Yeah. I'm going to make my puff call here. Phillies sweep the Diamondbacks with ease. So that's my call for the division series. Puff, what's yours?
I think the Phils win the series, but I think it goes 6.
No. So make your call for the whole playoffs for this round. So like, what's your prediction for this round for either series?
Both
I think
series. Both series.
The Phillies win in 6. And I think Houston wins and probably like 5.
Donnie?
I'm going to say Phillies in 5. I think they lose one in Texas or lose one in Arizona. I think that the Rangers win in 6. And I really think that every game has the chance to go over in the Phillies and Diamondbacks. So just be aware, any of those games can go over.
Coach, would you like to make a pick?
Yeah, man, give me the Phillies. I mean, it's hard to beat a hot hand, you know. I mean, you can't do it. Give me the Phillies, but I'm going to stick with the Astros, man. I think the ghost of Rangers past are going to come back and bite them in the ass, and I think the Stros take that one.
Coach, you missed the first few shows. Give me your World Series winner.
My World Series winner. God, this sounds horrible. But I'm going to be with Mattress Mac on this one. I'm going to take the Stros again. I'm going to go with Mattress Mac.
That guy, huh?
Here he is. Here it is. I'm going to get me another one of these right here.
Nah.
I'm that guy. Yeah, I'm that guy.
All right, boys. I appreciate you guys coming on. This was a quick one. We might do a mid divisional round or conference round podcast, see how things are going. If not, we will definitely do a World Series podcast. So
for sure.